Hello and welcome to the first 2018 World Cup match preview, brought to you in the style of Blackburn Rovers Seas. That's right, I'm going to be reviewing each one of the World Cup games, starting right here, right now, with the opening match between the hosts, Russia and Saudi Arabia. That's right, folks, back once again with another match review, but we're not looking at Blackburn Rovers whatsoever. We're looking at the teams that have headed out to Russia. I'm going to start right here, right now, with the opening match, which is Russia up against Saudi Arabia. We'll talk more about that in just 1 second, but if you are new to the channel, whether you are a Rovers fan or a World Cup or international football fan, you might as well hit the subscribe button. I'll keep you bang up to date with all things World Cup related, and just want to make sure that you are aware about this show, because it's not just my opinion, it's not just about the cat's opinion. I'm actually bringing in international fans live via Skype or Facebook Messenger, all that kind of good stuff, and get to hear their opinions. So this is not just a one-man band, baby. We're bringing in faces, voices from around the world. We're going to start right here with the Russia game, but we'll talk more about those guys in just a second. But right now, let's take a little bit of a background look at the match. So the match will take place on the 14th of June in the Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. Now again, my pronunciations of such of these names is going to be pretty brutal, so I do apologize. Anyway, let's take a look at the hosts, Russia. They are managed by Stanislav Cheshashov. How did they get there? Well, they actually, I don't know if they got it legally, but they're hosts. They are hosts, and they secured their position as hosts way back on 2nd of December 2010. This will be their 11th tournament for Russia as a whole, because obviously they've appeared as a USSR. They've also appeared as the CIS. But right here, today, they're coming in as Russia. Their last tournament was back in Brazil 2014, and their best place finish was 4th all the way back in 1966. Now, you can get odds on Russia winning the World Cup at 40 to 1. Would I recommend that? Probably not. Anyway, let's take a look at their oppositions today, and they are taking on Saudi Arabia, and they are currently managed by Juan Antonio Pizzi. How did Saudi Arabia get themselves to Russia? Well, they finished as runners-up of the AFC third round Group B, that's right, and they secured their qualification back in the 5th of September 2017. This will be their 5th tournament, their last being 2006, which is their, what was that? Was that Germany? I think that was Germany. Anyway, their best place for finish was a last 16 berth during one of their previous tournaments, and they can get odds on Saudi Arabia winning the World Cup at 1,000 to 1. Now, have these two sides met in previous international football? Yes, they did. Way back on the 6th of October 1993, Saudi Arabia versus Russia, and Saudi Arabia won 4-2, and it was a friendly. So let's take a look at Russia's schedule for the tournament. Obviously, they start with the opening match of the tournament as a whole up against Saudi Arabia, and that is on the 14th of June. Then they will take on Egypt at 19th of June, and that's at the Khrushchevsky Stadium in St. Petersburg. And they'll wrap it up on the 25th of June in the Cosmos Arena when they take on Uruguay. After that, they'll have to wait and see if they qualify for the second round. So let's take a look at Saudi Arabia's schedule for the tournament. Obviously, we mentioned it earlier. It's the opening game, 14th of June, up against Russia. Then they take on Uruguay on the 20th of June, and that's at the Rostov Arena in Rostov-on-Don, and they'll wrap it up with a match against Egypt on the 25th of June, and that's in the Volgograd Arena out in Volgograd. So that's just a bit of a general background of this match, and what are my initial thoughts on this? Well, it's a big one. It's a big one for Russia, and it's a big one for the tournament. Obviously, the hosts like to get themselves off to a good start, and they've got themselves a good group. I don't see any real runaway leaders in this group, so it's doable for them, and it's a doable position for Russia to actually go out and win this group and give themselves a good chance in the knockout phases. But first and foremost, they've got to beat Saudi Arabia, and they ain't no pushovers. So it's going to be a tough one, but you'll hear more about my prediction and verdicts after we've heard from our special guests. So the opening game of the World Cup is just around the corner, and it's the hosts up against Saudi Arabia. I'm joined live via Skype with a couple of Russians who are obviously out in Russia. Here they are. If you'd like to say hello to the world, maybe introduce yourself.
Hello to the world, what we're gonna say. So first of all, let us tell what we feel as supporters of our team, okay? Because sure, we are here for our nation. Sure, we are really proud that this World Championship coming to us. I think it's first time, good with us.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the first time, so it's such a great things, and everybody expecting, exciting, and we are really, really waiting and everywhere. Are you there?
I'm there. I'm there. You're doing good. Doing good.
So you see even female and male and everybody, and even the child and the dog and the cat, everybody, I think. But seriously, we are all expecting, we can't wait to look at our watches, and we are waiting because it's about to start. And what are we gonna say? Sure, we want to become a winner, but
Don't
we
we all?
are
Don't we all? We all want to win. Yep. Yep.
every country dream about it.
Of course. Of
But
course.
we are realistic people, yeah, and we hoping to go as far as we can. At least at the second tour, at least semi-final, probably.
Ooh, exciting.
Maybe God hear our prayers.
Yep. Yep. So your group, you do have, it is quite an open group. I think everyone has a chance to qualify from your group. It still is so close.
Yeah.
If you look at the other teams, if you could take one player from one of the other teams, who would you take? Who would you give a Russian passport? Say maybe from Uruguay, take what's his name, the striker. I don't know, but if you could give one player a passport for Russia and say you're now playing for Russia, who would it be?
Okay. Какого, допустим, самого лучшего игрока ты бы взял из другой команды, из тех, которые играют из нас, ну, вот против нас?
Oh,
yeah,
it's a difficult question.
It's
so difficult.
We will change almost all of our players to others, but okay, we will choose just one. Кого? Из Уругвая, например, кого бы ты взял? Или из Египта? Вот этот Мухаммед, как ты говоришь?
Salah and Suarez.
Suarez, good one. Yeah, no, that's a good pick. Good pick. I couldn't think of him, but you brought him in. Okay, so Russia has a good history of football. They've been a real big powerhouse in the past. Now, if you could go back in time and take a Russian player from the past and bring him into the current day, who would you pick?
We will choose. We already prepared some things.
That's fine. That's good.
Maybe you heard about them. We're not sure. Paulus.
Okay.
And Denisov. There are two players which are quite really strong, and I think we will be more successful if we might have them now, and we will be more powerful and stronger because they're really good players, and we don't really know. We feel pity that we cannot choose them now and we cannot see them now, but we'll see. Maybe
besides those, you do have 23 players that have been picked for Russia. Now, we're getting closer now, but if you could choose, or your starting 11, who's going to be in goal? Who's going to be the rest of the team? Your 11 players to start the first match.
For the first match.
For the first match.
For our players.
For your players right now.